Have you ever stood in a forest or on a quiet beach and felt a sense of stillness? A feeling that everything is calm, silent. But what if that silence is just a limitation of our own senses? What if, all around us, a constant, vibrant conversation is taking place in a language we have long forgotten how to hear? Nature is always communicating, but most of it is invisible. We, as humans, rely so heavily on what we see and what we hear. Our world is built around spoken words and written symbols. Yet, this is just one narrow band in a vast spectrum of communication. The animal kingdom operates on a different plane, perceiving realities that are completely hidden from us. They speak an invisible language, woven into the very fabric of the world. Consider the dog, our oldest companion. When we feel fear, our bodies release chemicals, pheromones carried on the air, completely odorless to us. But to a dog, that scent is as clear as a shout. They don't just see our tense posture or hear the waver in our voice. They smell our fear. It's a direct, unfiltered broadcast of our emotional state. This isn't magic. It's biology. It's a language of molecules, an ancient form of communication that predates words by millions of years. The horse, another animal deeply connected to human history, possesses a similar sensitivity. They are masters of reading subtle cues, but their sense of smell also plays a crucial role. A horse can detect the scent of adrenaline from a nervous rider, or the calm, reassuring scent of a confident one. This chemical conversation creates a feedback loop, a bond of trust, or a spiral of anxiety, all happening beneath the surface of our awareness. They are listening to our bodies, not just our commands. Let's move from the land to the water, an environment even more alien to our senses. The ocean is not silent. It's a swirling soup of information. For a shark, the water is like the air, carrying scents for miles. A single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool is detectable. This isn't just about hunting. It's about understanding the entire ecosystem. They sense the chemical trails of prey, the presence of competitors, the signals of potential mates. The water itself is a vast, flowing narrative, and the shark is a fluent reader. Every current, every eddy, carries a message. For them, the ocean is a library of scents, a history of who has passed by and what they were doing. Now, let's return to the land and think bigger. Imagine an elephant standing motionless in the savannah. To us, it might look like it's simply resting, but its feet are doing something extraordinary. They are listening. Elephants communicate over vast distances using infrasound low-frequency rumbles that are too deep for the human ear to hear. These sounds travel not just through the air, but through the ground itself. Through the sensitive pads on their feet, an elephant can feel the vibrations of another herd miles away. They can feel the distant rumble of a coming storm or the footfalls of a potential threat. The very earth becomes a conduit for conversation, a continental drum passing messages from one giant to another. It's a form of communication so profound, it turns the ground beneath our feet into a living network. And what about the sky? Every year, millions of birds undertake epic migrations, flying thousands of miles with pinpoint accuracy. How? They don't have maps or GPS. They have something far more fundamental. They have an internal compass. Birds can perceive the Earth's magnetic field, an invisible grid of energy that blankets the entire planet. They see the lines of force that we can only represent with abstract diagrams. This magnetic sense guides them across oceans and continents, a silent, unwavering beacon showing them the way home. They are navigating by the very pulse of the planet. The world of insects is just as complex, a miniature cosmos governed by chemical whispers. An ant leaves a pheromone trail, a breadcrumb path of scent for its colony to follow to a food source. It's not just a line, it's a detailed message. The type of chemical can indicate the quality of the food, and the strength of the signal can indicate its abundance. A single ant becomes a scout, and its invisible message mobilizes an entire society. This is a language of purpose, of collective action, all orchestrated through molecules left on a leaf or a grain of sand. A moth can detect the pheromones of a potential mate from miles away, following a faint chemical breeze across a landscape of olfactory noise. It's a testament to the power of a language spoken in concentrations of parts per million. All these abilities might seem like superpowers to us, but they are not. They are simply senses that have been honed by millions of years of evolution, perfectly tuned to the environments in which these creatures live. They are a reminder that our perception of reality is not the only one. It's just one version, one interpretation. We live in a world of silent signals, a symphony of information that we are no longer equipped to perceive. Somewhere along our own evolutionary journey, as our brains grew larger and our societies more complex, we began to favor sight and sound. We invented language, then writing, and built a world based on these tools. We insulated ourselves from the raw, sensory input of the natural world. We built houses that block the wind, cities that obscure the stars, and filled our lives with artificial noise that drowns out the subtle frequencies of the earth. We didn't just lose the ability to hear this invisible language. We forgot it ever existed. We forgot how to listen, but the language is still there. It's in the way the wind rustles the leaves, in the scent of rain on dry earth, in the hum of the ground beneath our feet. It's in the quiet awareness of an animal's gaze. The world is not a collection of objects, but a web of connections, a constant flow of information. Nature is not silent. It's broadcasting on every channel, all at once. The question is, can we learn to tune in again? Can we quiet our own minds enough to perceive even a fraction of the conversation that is happening all around us, all the time? Perhaps the first step is simply to acknowledge that it's there, to walk into the wild not as a visitor, but as a student, ready to listen to the silence and understand that it is full of voices. The invisible language of nature is waiting. Thanks for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing for more journeys into the world around us.